Alright, Sky Guardian, you recommend Vachanamrut time. Let us read from another section of the Vachanamrut. This wonderful text is a collection of about 300 discourses from a great being known as Swaminarayan. Here we are reading Gadhadā 1:31. Greatness is due to faith. On the evening of Posh Vadi the second, Samvat 1876, or the 2nd of January 1820 in our calendar, Swaminarayan, here addressed as Sriji Maharaj, was sitting on a cushion with a cylindrical pillow that had been placed on the east-facing veranda outside his residence in Dada Khachar's Darbar in Gadhadā. He was dressed entirely in white clothes. At that time, Yogananda Muni asked, Maharaj, suppose there are two devotees of the source, God. One observes Nivrutti and does not hurt anyone verbally. The other, however, is constantly serving God and his bhakta, devotee, by offering food, clothes, flowers, etc. In doing so, however, he may occasionally hurt someone verbally. Of these two devotees, who is better? A good question. So we have two devotees. One is following all the guidelines and being devoted to God, but they end up hurting other people in the process. And yet the other one is not following the guidelines to a T, so it seems, but ensures that they are not hurting anyone. Sriji Maharaj did not answer the question immediately. Instead, he called for Muktananda Swami and Brahmananda Swami. He had them listen to the question and then requested, please answer this question. Both Muktananda Swami and Brahmananda Swami then answered, the devotee who may verbally hurt someone but serves God and the sant, the saint, is better. On the other hand, the one who observes Nivrutti without hurting anyone and is thereby unable to serve God and the sant should be known to be feeble. The devotee who serves others can be described as having bhakti. Thus, the devotee with bhakti, devotion, is the better of the two. Sriji Maharaj confirmed, the answer you have given is correct. He then added, it is a major drawback if one notices some negligible flaw and subsequently bears an aversion towards a person who possesses bhakti and implicitly abides by the injunctions of God. A person who perceives flaws in this way may also perceive flaws in God, who has assumed a human form for the purpose of granting liberation to the jivas, individual souls. He may also perceive flaws in the profoundly great devotees of God. Moreover, just because such a person alleges such faults in God or his sant, saint, does that render the avatars, the dissensions of God or the sant, incapable of granting liberation? They are indeed capable of granting liberation. However, one whose intellect is distorted always thinks negatively. For example, Shishupal always maintained, the Pandavas, who are the 5 brothers. Arjuna is one of them in the Bhagavad Gita. The Pandavas are bastards. And because all 5 of them have the same wife, they are also immoral. Krishna is also a scoundrel, because from the moment he was born, first he killed a woman, then he killed a crane, and then he killed a calf. He is known as Madhusudan, not because he killed a demon named Madhu, but because he destroyed honeycombs. Just because those bastard Pandavas worship him, does that make him God? It's a very controversial Gadhadā. In this manner, Shishupal, with his demonic intellect, perceived flaws in God and his devotees. However, those who were devotees of God did not do so in any way. Therefore, one who perceives flaws should be known to have a demonic intellect. Hearing this, Yogananda Muni remarked, "But Maharaj, if we do not perceive..." Oh, there's no if. "But Maharaj, we do not perceive flaws in the great devotees of God. We merely perceive flaws in ordinary devotees." Aha! A good retort. Sriji Maharaj said in return, "A devotee's greatness or smallness is not measured the way you seem to understand it. Greatness due to one's faith in the manifest form of God and the observance of His commands. However great a person may be in worldly matters, if they lack these 2 attributes, then they are still ordinary. Besides, the greatness which I have just described is present today in all of the devotees in our satsang fellowship. Why? Because all of the devotees here realize we have attained Purushottam Bhagavan, who transcends even Akshar in a manifest form, and thus we have become fulfilled. Realizing this, they offer bhakti to the manifest form of God while following His commands. Therefore, on seeing some insignificant personal peculiarity in such a devotee, one should not perceive flaws in him. Moreover, if a person does have the habit of doing so, their intellect becomes demonic. All right. This is a classic Vaishnava verse here. Now, of course, due context is necessary whenever such direct points are addressed. But we can gather here that devotion is of utmost priority, and those who have devotion, we should not be seeking flaws in them. If they have hurt someone inadvertently in their devotion, then we should not be so quick to judge that it was out of intent of causing harm. Sometimes it just may be like that, I guess. It was a polarizing verse, isn't it? But that's quite all right. In the context of the Vachanamrut, it is said that an assembly of munis was present at that time. This wasn't some discourse done that publicly with a group of people from all sorts of backgrounds. These were people who were very close to Swaminarayan, so there is the implicit assumption that if anything controversial is spoken, there is trust that it will be resolved. Naturally, of course, I make a great risk in talking about such verses on a very public place, with people coming and going, especially from a Western audience, and our own personal experience with these things. It might come in contact with some rough parts, naturally. But just the same as there is the implicit trust that any controversial points will be addressed and we will come to a resolution, I offer the same to you all here as well. And if you have any points of concern, you are welcome to raise them, and I would love to attend to them. But I thank you all for listening regardless. And Sky Guardian, you share that you personally do not follow the Vachanāmrut. You're just honoring the lineage you grew up in. And I think that is very respectable. And as you have given so much to our Sangha, I am only delighted to honor that same lineage as well, as it is no doubt that many devotees of Swaminarayan have attributed to great claims in their humanitarian efforts around the world. And it is a wonderful organization, no doubt about that. Gregor, you were wondering what chapter was that? It was Gadhadā 131. Jai Sitaram. How many in total, you ask? A lot. This is part one of a couple short books, and the pages are very thin, like Bible pages. Seems like it goes up to Karyani 4. So we're past Gadhadā. Now we're in a different location. The Gadhadā section goes up all the way to 178. So it's way longer than Roar of the Ganges. Yes, definitely. It may take us a long time to get through it, but it's fun to crack open every day. With consistent effort, I am sure that we will make our way through it. And thank you, Grand 11, for your rose. I think what we can gather from that section is that it does reflect poorly on our part to call out people for their defects. Therefore, it is in our best interest to see the positives in people, especially if you are serious about the spiritual path